loves, and welcome back to another episode of Anthro Anime. It's your girl Nebu here. If you're not familiar with me, I like to do anime reviews. Sometimes I do 80s content reviews as well. So welcome to my channel. As always, please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you guys can see when new videos are popping up here and there. So without further ado, we'll get started with today's video. And I decided I want to do a my top 10 favorite animes of 2020 video. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to be going through my top 10 favorite animes that I watched in 2020. A lot of them already have full reviews done of them. So if you're interested in getting a full review of each one of these animes, please feel free to go through my video log and you'll be able to select which ones you guys want to see a full video of. But we'll get started and stay tuned. All right, our countdown begins with number 10. It's Beastars. So this is a series centered around kind of a familiar world as if you ever watched Zootopia. It starts off with kind of a murder mystery of a non-predator type animal, and then you have the protagonist Legoshi, who's kind of dealing with this predator versus prey instincts. This is a world where both predators and prey live together and go to school together. It's very interesting study and another different take on slice of life type anime with schools when it's replacing them with animals. Legoshi is a wolf and he kind of falls in love with a dwarf rabbit named Haru. There's always this constant battle between predator and prey, and it's a really good series. I'd give it a watch. Number 2 is BNA, Brand New Animal, or I should say number 9. This story also is focused around kind of animals versus humans. So it's about a young girl who's the protagonist who wakes up one day and finds herself being turned into a tanuki. She then has to go figure out the mystery behind this, why her friend was turned into an animal as well, and what this all has to do with both the human and animal worlds. Number 8 is Welcome to Demon School, Urumi-kun. This one is also a different take on slice of life. The main protagonist is Urumi-kun. He's a young boy whose parents sold him to a demon because they weren't good with their finances. He ends up in the demon world, and the demon actually likes him, so he sends him to school because he wants him to kind of be his heir. Of course, the biggest problem is he's the only human in the demon world, and demons do not like humans. They actually view them as food. So he has to be very careful because he doesn't have powers of his own and is trying to blend in into this kind of crazy demon world. Number 7 is Kengan Ashura. This series is very unique too. It is a fighting tournament type anime, but it's done in a kind of a 3D and 2D styles. The main protagonist is actually teamed up with an older businessman, which is definitely a different take as he kind of navigates the underground fighting world and in his efforts to become the best. So definitely check that out. I think there's a second season of that coming soon as well. The following up to that is number 6, My Hero Academia Season 4. So you guys know I've been watching My Hero Academia for a long time. This was the season 4. I thought it was really good. It definitely expounds on the heroes and the villains. So if you guys have not caught up in the series, I definitely recommend watching seasons 1 through 3 before you get to 4, because there's definitely some explosive things that go on, not only between the heroes, but also between the two sets of villain factions in the series. So definitely check it out if you haven't been watching so far. Our next in the lineup is number 5, Demon Slayer. I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed the animation style as well as the storytelling of this series. It focuses on a brother and sister whose the rest of their family was killed by demons. There's also a faction called the Demon Slayers, and they're responsible for making sure that they kill the demons. And so they're off to join that faction and help kill the demons. And it's kind of their journey and who they meet along the way in that story. I don't want to give away too much, but definitely give it a watch. Next in our lineup, you'll find number 4, Dorohedoro. This one was really interesting, and I really enjoyed this particular series. The animation style is really cool with a mixture of like your 3D and your 2D aspects of it. It centers around a world where there is sorcery that exists, and the sorcerers are pretty much evil. So they experiment on other people that can cause their death, or cause bad results in their appearance. There's two sets of characters that are kind of going to end up bumping heads and meeting in the middle, and it kind of intertwines their stories. So I really enjoyed it. Definitely give this one a watch as well. Our next one is number 3, Dororo. This is actually a remake of the 1969 version of the show and manga. It's a story of a young character named Dororo that ends up meeting a kind of traveling swordsman that fights demons. This traveling swordsman has kind of a long backstory and history to him. He has a lot of family conflict. There's a lot of intertwining of his story with demons and his family and kind of warring factions. So if you're like sword action, this has some of the best animated sword fights I've seen. I would highly recommend you guys give this one a watch as well. Following that, as number 2, is Banana Fish. Banana Fish actually really blew me away. I had previously heard of it, but never got a chance to watch it. So in 2020, I watched it, and it was really good. It's also kind of a tearjerker, but it's about a foreign student that comes to New York. He ends up meeting the leader of kind of a notorious street gang named Lynx. And it's kind of how they're from two different worlds, and yet they come together and form a bond in a relationship. Like I said, this one has action. It's got good characters. It's well written, well animated. It can be a tearjerker. I don't want to give anything away about the ending, but I highly recommend you guys give this a watch if you like kind of crime dramas and things like that. So our final and number 1 pick for me was Castlevania. So I was not aware of this until last year. It was already 3 seasons were already out when I first started watching it, and I actually binge watched all 3 seasons. The story centers around actually what the video game was on, which is Count Dracula, and kind of his quest for revenge for the death of his wife and the 3 heroes that come together to stop him in the process. I highly recommend this series. I think season 4 is going to be coming out soon, so please catch up and give it a watch. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that top 10 anime of 2020, my personal choices. If there was one on there that you guys didn't see that you thought should have made the list, please feel free to put it down in my comment section below, and maybe I'll review it or check it out if it's an anime that I haven't seen before. And of course, I'll keep the reviews rolling for 2021. There's a lot of really hot animes that are coming out, some that are going to be new, and some that are additional seasons to animes that I already watch. So please, of course, guys, if you want to support me outside of my channel, you can go to my Teespring link. I'm also revamping my Patreon as well, so look forward to that later this year as I get all the different tiers together. And of course, as always, remember to be safe, be well, and be kind. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.